Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. We're about to get started. We're just setting up.
I requested.
Gotcha, Queen. We're fully live. Just make sure the sound's low on your ends. Just make sure the volume is down on your end, Queen. On your phone. There you go. Peace, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. My name is Kheperah. I need to see my sister Tracy Queene in my Zoom, so hold on just a moment. All right. I hear an echo. Are we good on the Zoom? Let me see. Queen, do you have your volume all the way down on your phone?
Yes, it is down.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. We just doing a little sound check. Yeah. Maybe on the computer, the volume, I'm still hearing a lot of kickback. I feel like Teddy Riley and Babyface. Which one of us is Teddy Riley? On the Facebook Live, I'm hearing that there's some, tell me Facebook family, how does the sound? Do you hear any feedback? Can I get a thumbs up or a thumbs down if the sound is good or bad? All right, well, we're gonna get started. To our tech guy, are we good to go? Okay, we're good. So, are we on speaker view on Zoom?
Yeah, I'm actually hearing an echo.
Wellness Wednesdays.
I'm hearing an echo.
You still hear an echo? Your sound is all the way down?
My sound is all the way down on Instagram.
Okay. Well, our tech guy says we're good to go, so we're gonna go. If on our Instagram Live or on our Facebook there's an echo, we're recording this on Zoom, and we will upload the recording. So if it's really difficult, we apologize, but we want to get started. It's Wednesday. So I think I want to rewind selector because this is related to our theme. Yes. Shout out to Carl Thomas. The song is I Wish. I remember this was a summer anthem, and it was like a bittersweet love song because it talked about the fact that, man, I wish I never met you. So anybody that knows this song in the 90s, this was a jam. For all you millennials, look up Carl Thomas, I Wish. But welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. The theme, in the first week, we talked about COVID living. Today's theme is COVID loving. Because we know that a lot of people that are sheltered in place had no idea that they'd be sheltered in place this long with someone that maybe they thought they loved, maybe they had love for the love of their lives, maybe it was somebody that they just connected with recently and thought it'd be cool to kind of boo up. But people are seeing that after like, how long has it been? Has it been 60 days now? Has it been, I think we all lost track of time. But people are frustrated, I don't know about you, Queen, but I'm getting a lot of inquiries about how to navigate in a difficult relationship. Some of the things I'm hearing, it's funny because one of the things that I've been hearing a lot is that, pardon me, y'all, I'm just adjusting my camera. One of the things that I'm hearing a whole lot is that people realize that they didn't really know the person that they were with, starting with how they looked. A lot of sisters, we're into our glam. And so at some point it just became a thing. We put on our lace fronts, our lashes, our full blown MAC faces, or shout out to Rihanna. She's got a great makeup collection, but we were really like getting glammed up and the brothers were loving it. And now that we are sheltered in place, we got to take our weaves out, or we got to undo our braids and wash and condition, or we're not trying to be in makeup around the house all day, or we can't get to a lash appointment. And I saw a lot of funny memes about people realizing that the person that they thought they were with does not look like who they met. Queen, I can't hear you on the Zoom. Are you muted by any chance? Yes, you are. There you go. There you go. Okay,
Can
Queen.
you
So
hear
now
me
you're
now?
with me.
Can
Say
you hear
that
me?
again.
Can you
Yes,
hear
I can
me?
hear you. Yes, I can.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just saying that a lot of people, had frustration, and I actually saw a lot of funny memes about the fact that people thought they knew who they were with just based on how they look. And I thought that was funny because like sisters are real creative, and like we know how not to show the secret sauce behind what makes us, show up looking glamorous and
Exactly.
sexy, right? But for a lot of brothers, that was a shock. And I saw a meme, I saw one meme with a dog. Um, Tracy, close your Facebook Live, please. I'm being told that there's some disruption. All right, y'all, we're trying to get it together. It's Wellness Wednesdays. One of the things we learned from last week's session is that with technology, things are going to go wrong, and that's okay. Tracy, close your Facebook Live so we can keep going. And this is one of the reasons there's a lot of challenges in relationships. You know what? There's a lot of challenges in relationships because communication is off, flow is off. And Wellness Wednesdays is about teaching you how to flow no matter what, right? And some of you may say, man, I heard it all before. I'm with somebody that I don't like the way they look. A lot of the issues also revolved around people recognizing that everybody doesn't have the same type of hygiene, and there were frustrations behind that. Queen, I lost you on Instagram. What happened? I'm going to keep going. When you have a chance, Queen, please request to get back in Instagram so everybody can see us both together. And so this again is a perfect example of how when things are frustrating, you just got to keep going and smile. When I worked in many environments where I had to produce events. And the thing about events is that, as much as you plan, as much as you do a run of show and practice, things are going to go wrong, right? And so one of the things I was taught by the experts was that when things are going wrong at an event, the last thing you should do is tense up your face and go, yo, there's no sound, or the mics are blown, or there's a fire in the back. What you're supposed to do is lean in and smile really hard and say, the power is out and we're gonna lose the concert. And smile. That way, if anybody is watching you, they can't even see that there's a problem. And believe it or not, just from a biochemistry perspective, the more you smile through something difficult, it actually doesn't feel so bad, even if it's really terrible. Somehow forcing yourself to smile, it's a neurological situation where it tricks the brain and makes the brain think that everything is okay, right? So let's start again. Welcome, my sister, to Wellness Wednesdays. How are you, Tracy Queen? Queen, you know what? I love you so much. You are now not in the Zoom. So I'm just going to keep going. Find your way in the Zoom and let's just get this going, okay? Today's topic is COVID loving. I think the first issue that we talked about COVID living. And what we realized that is a lot of people were sheltered in place together in relationships and they were having a problem. Realizing that to be with someone, even when you live with them, you were leaving the house to go to work, you were going out sometimes with your own friends, sometimes together, but you weren't always in the same place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Queen, you coming back in the Zoom? Come on, girl. Great. So what we wanted to do today was put together a couple of wellness tips on COVID living, how to really adjust to the challenges, the stress, or to reignite the passion in your relationship and find tools to overcome simple challenges and conflict, right? And so, like I said, one of the conflicts first was appearance. On the one hand, sisters were really, doing it up, getting our hair done, our nails done, because we want to look good for ourselves and, of course, to be pleasing to the eye of our significant other. But because of the shelter in place, we can't get to the salons. You know, we can't get to the things that we really, that allowed us to keep ourselves up on a superficial level. And for some of the men in the relationships, that was shocking. So we saw a lot of memes. Like I saw one where there was a pit bull who jumped up to the window and was like, "Oh, it's you. Where's your wigs, lashes, and makeup?" So even the dog was about to attack because it was confused, you know? But I've seen a lot of really funny ones. I saw another one where it was a cartoon simulation, and the brother had come home and he thought there was an intruder in his house because the sister didn't have, you know, wasn't all glammed up. So on the one hand, I would say that perhaps in those relationships, you never had the chance to see the authentic self. And I think the biggest lesson there is, even now as we start new relationships, it's really important to get to know the person, to get to know the person as a friend. You know, somebody that you think you might want to be with for a long period of time, that's the person that you want to be able to put your silk scarf on with, you know what I'm saying? And have on a makeup free face and just be able to chill out and relax, you know, because that's the person that's going to love and appreciate the natural beauty, so that anything else you do is just like a bonus. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side, I would say for the sisters, if there is someone that you really want to be with, you know, don't be deceptive. It's one thing to doll up and do your thing, don't get me wrong. But once you feel like that's a crutch, like you can't ever see the person without all of your trappings, then you put yourself at risk of having an inauthentic relationship. What do you say about that, Queen? Okay, well, she's saying nothing, so I'm going to keep rolling because the show must go on. And the more I laugh, the more I feel good, and it's really light. In the past, because I'm a Virgo and I'm really, really about like things being in order, I would get really frustrated. Like something like this would have sent me over the edge. But I'm really learning that like there's certain things that are just not important. What's most important is that you get the message and the lesson and the information. So another thing that I found that people were really having trouble with is just communication. Communication just breaking down over the smallest things. Like, you know, one person may feel like they're the only ones cleaning or cooking, and the other person is just being messy. Or one person may feel like they're doing everything possible to bring revenue into the home, and the other person is just, you know, sitting around with no goals. The other thing I've been hearing a lot also is the clinginess, you know, where one person may not have goals or hobbies and the other person, you know, is really busy, or this is the time to like get my business popping and make some money. And the person who doesn't necessarily yet have tapped into their purpose, you know, is just kind of clinging, hanging on, what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're reading, and that can be smothering, right? Needless to say, all of those things are really frustrating. And men or women are going at it like this. Some marriages are considering divorce. You know, a lot of people are feeling like, boy, I can't wait until this is over so I can just get out of here. And so today we just want to provide some tips on how to get back in balance, you know, first and foremost with yourself, because that's the most important relationship. And no matter what the outcome, when you're in alignment, when you're good with yourself, you know, you can really see clear as to what is the purpose of the person in front of you and whether or not you should continue to walk that walk when shelter in place is over, or if you should amicably and consciously uncouple. And so, of course, we always start with our framework as we approach any situation. It's really important to get in alignment first so you can think clearly and make the right decisions, to get alkaline so that nothing else is disrupting you or getting in the way of you receiving that supreme intelligence. And of course, to remind, to really get some counsel or a good word. So you're making informed decisions that come from the wisdom of the supreme, of the highest level of self, without just asking people outside of you what you should do and having them potentially give you wrong advice. Because the worst thing you can do is seek counsel from people who are in unhealthy relationships, right? And so, of course, we're going to start with what? Align, alkaline, remind. Say it again. Align, alkaline, remind. Say it with me. Align, alkaline, remind. One more again. Align, alkaline, remind. So get in alignment. How do you get in alignment when you're having a difficult relationship? Well, the first thing is to understand the purpose of relationship. Most people aren't taught that. We're taught how to get a man, how to get a girl, but what we're not taught is how to cultivate a relationship, how to keep a relationship, what to do after you get with the person. You know, we have been programmed to put mediums in front of us in the way that we communicate, right? So we're taught, put on our, put the money on, put the face on, put the body on, and go catch something. Then we catch something, and then we're taught, go out, go on vacation, do things, take you pictures, dress alike, right? But then when all of that is said and done, this situation, this pandemic, has forced us to level up, to really examine what's really important, because all the sex in the world doesn't keep you with a person. And people are seeing that now. It used to be, oh, we're just gonna, it's all good, it's all right, do it all day and all night. But that's not working. And so understanding the reason and the purpose for relationship is critical. What I learned and what I was not taught as a young woman is that relationships are designed to teach you about yourself. Believe it or not, you attract the reflection of where you are in the moment. You attract the divine reflection of who you are. So whatever level you are at the moment you attract another person, you're really attracting a mirror of yourself. Think about it. We were not born with mirrors. So we have no idea what we look like. And so nature designed it where, because we are energetic and magnetic and vibrational, we would attract a reflection of ourselves so we could see ourselves. How else do we determine that we're beautiful, or we're too fat, or we're too skinny, or we're not wealthy enough? It's based on the reflections of others around us, or in other mediums like television or magazines. And so we decide to make those things mean something in our minds, and we relate to ourselves based on who we attract. So that's the first thing. Whoever we attracted, whoever's in your house, they're not there by accident, right? They were either, you either wooed them into your life, or they were able to win you over, but somehow you all came together and you made that initial choice. And so think about, what was the thing that attracted me to this person? Was it completely superficial? And if it was, then you have to first take responsibility for that. Because the only way to overcome a challenge in relationship, first and foremost, is to take ownership and responsibility. That's the first thing. So if you attract someone who is frustrating to you, or they're argumentative, or they're doing something that irks you, every time you feel that burn, every time you feel that frustration, that's really that person helping you to recognize that you've got some unresolved issues within yourself. That's all it is. And you can say, yeah, but Kheperah, you don't understand. My lady did X, Y, and Z. And that's just like, that's all bets are off, game over. Okay. Or my man, you don't understand, Kep. He does this, that, and the third. I can't stand it. I've told him about it 1,000,000 times over, and he keeps doing the same thing. Okay, that's valid. But why does it disturb your peace? See, when it disturbs your peace, it puts you in fight or flight mode. And when you're in fight or flight mode, you can't think clearly, you can't respond clearly. So then you react to their behavior, and then they react to the way you're reacting, and then you're in a fight about how y'all reacted, and your mouth, and how your temper, and you lose sight of the issue so that you can just resolve it. So this is about, first and foremost, taking ownership, full responsibility, because the most critical relationship is the relationship with yourself. And so when you haven't taken time to cultivate that, you're gonna attract exactly where you are. I'll give you a specific example. I attracted someone in my life who was deceptive, right? Who didn't honor their word with me, okay? And in the beginning, it was easy for me to blame that person for being dishonest. It was easy for me to blame that person for cheating or taking shortcuts or being deceptive or not being true to their word with me. But then when I began to learn and grow and understand the true purpose of relationship, what I realized was that this person was only being exactly who they were, but I attracted them to show me where I was cheating myself. Every time I made a commitment to myself to either get back in the gym or, to write my book or to cultivate my business, I would start it, then I might procrastinate, or I would be distracted and do something else. So I was cheating myself. And when I really got clear on, wow, no, it doesn't matter what that person did, that aspect of them I attracted to show me where I was with me. And the moment I got clear on that and began to honor my commitments to myself, I was also able to see that regardless to what, that person wasn't necessarily the right person for me. And I was able to transition in peace. And that's how it should be. And it was no longer about them and they no longer matter. They don't have weight, they don't take up space here because it's time for me to grow and elevate myself. And that's the greatest, that's the most amazing piece of freedom. Now, here we are today, and we're in the pandemic, and there might not be anywhere to go. You might have to coexist or be together apart, meaning you're going to coexist in the space, but you're not going to be together, right? So together in the same house, but apart until it's time to go. Or you may decide that, you know what? I realize if I really own my stuff, there are some things that you've shown me about myself that I need to first fix. Maybe when I fix those things or really take responsibility for me, then I can see you differently. Then I can attract an elevated version of you as my reflection. And so there's a possibility in that too. Either way, I wanted to show you a breathing exercise. It looks like I've lost my partner for the day, Tracy Queene. So if you're out there, girl, please come on back. Just because you laughed don't mean I won't let you back. So come on back into the Zoom at least so I can connect with you. I'll rock the live by myself, but if you can, come on through. And if not, I'm gonna keep it moving. And that's a metaphor for relationships and for life. So here is an exercise that you can do when you're really frustrated, right? A lot of people are really going through it. I was trying to make it light, but people are fighting. Domestic violence is on the rise. People are really, really hurting. And everything I said, you might agree with, but it is really easier said than done. Because when you're triggered and you get hot and you're in fight or flight mode, it just takes over automatically. We all have short fuses. We're dealing with life and death. We're dealing with financial issues. And the last thing we need is relationship issues. So the first thing that you can do to get in alignment is something called tapping. So tapping is actually a biochemical experience. How the principle of acupressure, where we have different pressure points in the body that we can activate to relax ourselves. Well, we also have something called meridians, and those are points in the body that actually trigger or stimulate or reduce the activity of the amygdala, which is a part of the brain that affects our emotions and really deals with that fight or flight mechanism. So tapping allows you to immediately kind of calm down. Remember last week we talked about putting the fire out, where we said, if you take a deep breath, and if you consider that your fingers represent the elements, and this is earth and this is fire, because if you bring fire, you're going to get fire. And then if you squeeze your thumb and your forefinger to put the fire out, all the stress goes here, right? So that you can still get clear. Well, another thing that you can do to relax is something called tapping. And with tapping, what you do is there are 9 points. And so you literally take your fingers, not your nails, but your fingertips. The first point is what you call the karate chop. So you'll sit up straight, uncross your legs. And let me tell you another principle about tapping. When you're in an emotional state, you're in what's called that fight or flight response. That's the part of your brain that's only dealing with survival. It's not emotional. It's not thinking about thinking. It's just instinctive. So when you begin to tap, it actually puts you in your neocortex, or the thinking part of your brain. And so it distracts that part of the brain from fight or flight, because now you're applying intelligence, you're thinking about it, and you're just moving that activity to this part of the brain, and it begins to minimize that pop off fight or flight response. So the first thing you will do is the karate chop. Hold your hand, your left hand up, and with my right hand, like I'm cupping, the first thing I'm going to do is acknowledge the issue, right? Okay, so I'm just going to use something, Even though I'm very angry with my partner, even though I'm really, really, really upset with what my partner did, I love myself anyway. I accept myself in this relationship. I accept the choice that I made. So the first thing you do is acknowledging the issue, whatever it is. I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm afraid that this is not going to work out. And then you accept. I accept that I'm here in this relationship for a reason. I love myself anyway. That's the first thing. Then you go to the second point of tapping, which is the bone right before the eyebrow. And then you just begin to speak about it. Even though I'm really, really upset that this person just does not respect me, even though it's very difficult, the thought of this person just really, really makes my blood boil, and I'm really concerned that we're not going to make it, even though I feel really disrespected, and it really hurts. It's very painful. You see the points from the first part of your eyebrow to the bone underneath the eyebrow to the bone underneath the eye, and you're really, really getting it out. And now right under the nose, even though they cursed me out and it really hurt my feelings, I'm really upset and I feel like crying. And now under the chin, right underneath the lip and below and above the chin, and I'm frustrated and I'm hurting and I'm angry and I just want to cry all the time and I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here so badly. Now the collarbone, even though I'm afraid because, to be honest, I don't even know where my money is coming from. I lost my job and I feel stuck, even though I feel trapped here, and now right under the arm, I feel like I don't know when this shelter in place is going to end, and I'm just at my wit's end. I feel like I can't escape. I feel trapped. And now the crown. I have no idea when this is going to be over. And to be honest, I don't even think they love me like I love them. And that really hurts me. And that makes me angry. And I'm angry with myself for making this decision. So you've gotten it all out, and now you want to turn it into something else. In spite of all of that, I love and accept myself. And speak what it is that you want. I love and accept myself. And I know that I'm a good person. And I know that I attracted someone who I can really work with. And I look forward to us communicating together. I look forward to us loving one another and sharing love. I know we're going to make it through this because we're strong individuals. I know this person loves me. And I really want to be more compassionate, and I look forward to being more compassionate with this person. I know that we've got a lot of history together, and our good times together really have brought us close. I look forward to finding the things in this person that I really appreciate and love. I know we're going to make it through this, and when this is all over, I look forward to us going out and doing the things that brought us together in the first place. Or you might say, and although we've had conflict, I accept the fact that this relationship is not for me anymore. And although this relationship is going to come to an end, I know that we can do it peacefully and amicably. And I have compassion, and I appreciate that I attracted this person to teach me about myself. And I know that we both learned great lessons about ourselves in this process. And I'm so grateful for the lessons and the opportunity to grow. And I know as we move forward, we will never attract these types of situations because we will both have grown for the better. And I'm so grateful that in this process, I was able to learn. And I pray that I have been a good example of growth for this person. And I wish nothing but the best for that person. And I know that we're both going to go on and do amazing things in our lives. And I love this person for who they are and what they brought to my life, the lessons, the opportunities, the blessings to heal. And for that, I am so grateful. Whew. So that was tapping. That was a process. Now that might have looked weird, like, ooh, what you do? But that is a real process. Look it up, tapping, Tapping. Okay, look up the 9 meridians. Again, the science of self is really important when you want to get in alignment. Understanding how to use the breath, understanding how to speak words of power over your life. That's important. And understanding triggers, like, did you know you had meridians? People are just learning chakras, right, Queene? People are just learning chakras. When we used to talk about chakras, people were like, what? Energy centers, what is that? But now that people are recognizing that we are physical and spiritual, that we are matter and energy, they're recognizing that we have energy fields around us, we have energy within us. Otherwise, why would we call ourselves magnetic? Why would we call ourselves attractive? So we speak those words and we don't really take in what they mean. But tapping is a real thing. And again, if you really take the time to study it and learn it and practice it, it will actually help you to calm down and get clear. It'll help you to reprogram your mind to have the freedom to not be a victim. Whatever someone else does should not activate anger and frustration inside of you.
Goes back to the Jay-Z. What's that Jay-Z quote?
What Jay-Z said, what you eat don't make me shit.
Right.
That is my all-time favorite top lyric of all time.
Yes.
Because really what you speak should not make me sick.
Yes.
And when you take responsibility for the fact that between any stimulus and any response is space, and the space is where you get to make a choice. You get to make a choice as to whether or not you want to release all of those fight or flight poisons in your blood. Why should I poison my blood and create stress and high blood pressure? Because you did something.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Or even like giving a perfect example, what happened today? Like just now, I couldn't log on. I was feeling a kind of way. I was like, wait a minute. Like the show must go on. And then getting very frustrated, like extremely.
Okay, so wait, stay there for a second.
Okay.
I'm talking to Tracy on my computer, to the live family, and I pray that you can hear her. So I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit because this is really good. So Tracy, Queene, and I do Wellness Wednesdays every week. Y'all know that, right? And so you notice she was on the live, she was off the live, she got up, she was in the Zoom, she came out of the Zoom, so she wasn't on Facebook. And I'm sitting here. Now in my mind, like I said in the past, I'd have been like, what the heck? I thought we went through this. She should know better. Like that's what would have been going on in the past. But because I've really found tools to work on myself, nothing impacted me. I was aware of the situation. There was nothing that I could do about it in the moment. So I accepted it and took it as an opportunity for me to continue to flow. And what I learned is how to sharpen that skill of spontaneity so that I could keep going no matter what. Right? And improvisation, so I could keep it moving. And also reminding myself that even though sometimes I have a part and she has a part, I have to kind of know it all and have that holistic knowledge just like she does, because at any moment I may have to keep it going. And so I got lessons in growth from that. So I am grateful for the experience that you had that allowed me to elevate my own growth. And like, that's what's up. So all of it happened as it should. And you see what I'm saying? Because I was able to take responsibility. Yes, it's unfortunate that it happened. From a professional perspective, we want to work out the kinks for next time, but why should that take me under? Why should that disturb my peace and make me ugly or release fight or flight stress hormones in my body so that I can be sick? Like, I don't think so. I love myself too much. You see my shirt says love. I got love on me. I'm speaking the word. I'm wearing the word on myself. And I acknowledge you for coming back. So Tracy Queene is back in the Zoom and she's on Facebook, but for the Instagram family, it's okay. Like, you know, we got this and I'll repeat back what she's saying so we can keep moving. But what's most important is that you came back and she acknowledged that she experienced all of the fears, all of the frustration. I want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. This is not working. And then something in her said, you know what? Let me push past that fear. Let me recognize that the fear is right here and push past it. And the beautiful thing about, she's frozen again, but what I was going to ask her, and the reason why I asked her to pause was because in that moment of her feeling those things, that suffering was all self-centered. When we went to One World Academy in India, Erica Ford and I, one of the teachers was sharing that emotional suffering comes from self-centric thinking. I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna look bad, you know? And it usually reverts back to two subconscious agreements. I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy, right? Oh, I'm messing up. No one's gonna like me. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna gain the acceptance. People are gonna make fun of me. Like all that stuff, that's not true. Right? That no one else is saying to you but you in your head. And so when you get caught in that, like last week we talked about getting on the dance floor of drama, you could totally be on the dance floor of drama with yourself, by yourself, right? And so that's what we're not gonna do. So we talked about how to get in alignment. That tapping really is to help calm you down. The tapping really is to acknowledge your feelings, because sometimes in conflict, you don't even feel heard. Like you're trying to talk to the person and they're not even listening. They're cutting you off, so you don't even feel heard. So you can go somewhere by yourself and say, yo, even though I really want to kick the mess out of this person right now, I accept my feelings and I love myself anyway. You know what I'm saying? And even though they really brought me to the point where I was about to bop the mess out of them, like this is where you get to get honest. This is where you get to get it out, right? Because you're bringing all of it here so you can diffuse it. Does that make sense? Holla if you hear me. So we talked about getting in alignment, and we're going to move forward and get alkaline, right? Because, we're holistic, and it's all about getting in alignment and then getting alkaline, and then reminding yourself of who you are. So my partner is not back. I'm going to keep going. As soon as she comes back, I look forward to her being in the mix. But hold on a second. Let me just plug in my Vitamix so we can keep this show going. So I'm going to speak from the premise that at the end of the day, what we all want, hold on, let me get my soap. We don't do nothing without soap. I'm out of gloves today. I got to re-up on gloves. But in the meantime, what I do have is antibacterial soap. And I have water. And I have paper towels. I'm going to wash my hands really well. Scrub my nails. I cut all my nails. There's no polish on my nails because I didn't have gloves. So there's nothing to protect. And we're going to get started. So no matter what, you want to restore the love that you have for yourself. Whether you are in relationship with another partner or not, whether it's going to work or not, what you do want is you want to feel good, love no matter what, because we were born with the energy of love and a sound mind. And so no matter what, whether it works out or it don't, whether you do me wrong or whether you do something that I don't like, what I want to do is feel good. And if I feel good, then I can decide once I'm in alignment and I feel better, whether or not you are the person for the rest of my days. And even if you are the person, or if you're not the person for the rest of my days and I'm stuck with you in the house until then, I still want to feel good. Because if I feel good, the things that you do really won't bother me as much. My goal is to heal, to let go of all of the self-conscious agreements, to let go of all the self-doubt and the self-judgment so I can be whole. So I can either support your transformation just by the vibration of my being, just by me healing and going to another level. You have no choice but to level up because you're in the presence of a queen. Or you're in the presence of a king and my light is shining on you. Does that make sense? So we're going to make a little drink. We're going to make a little drink. I'm a hand washer because I was touching my clothes and stuff. So you see my habits. Shout out to Rutha Mae Kearse and Robert Kearse for teaching me good home training. So we're going to make a drink and we're going to call it Pure Passion. And not because it has passion fruit in it, but because it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel passionate. It's going to make you feel blissful. It's going to relax you. It's going to stimulate the libido. I don't know if that's good or not if you're not getting along, but maybe it's a good thing. Soothe the savage beast. And so we're going to make a little tropical smoothie today because everybody would love to be on a tropical island right about now. I can't think of one person who would not want to be somewhere in the tropics. And hold on a second, let me get my frozen banana because I put it in the freezer. Okay, so here we go. And you know what? I'm gonna put on a little music because I'm trying to get the love back in myself. So I remember when I was working at Def Jam, I want to say it was like 92, 93. And I was there when this brother was signed to the label and he did this song with Mary. And it is one of my all-time favorite love songs. This is I'll Be There For You, You're All I Need to Get By Method Man and Mary. And this is that feel good. This is that good. We gonna get our passion on. So, hey, we got some pineapple. We're taking it to the tropics, right? So we got a little pineapple. Put a little extra one in. Pineapple is also good for the libido. Did you know that? Hey, what else I got? I got some mangoes. Just for my vitamin C, a few of those. Because again, I want a tropical vibe. I want to take myself to the Caribbean with the sun's on my face, where I got my bikini on and I'm chilling. Hey, have you ever noticed if you ever travel, the moment you hit the sun and the sand, you start to feel better? So I got some coconut. Put some coconut meat in there to give it that creaminess. Because I also want some comfort. I got some protein and some cashews. Hey, y'all already know where this is going. Yes. Hey. I got some cacao. Cacao is good for energy. It's super nutritious. I got some maca. Maca's good for the libido. Hey. Oh, Tracy, you're back. So call it out, Queen. Come off mute. I was having a little party by myself since you weren't there because, again, the grace yourself, right? Okay, so Jalen, I need you to put us side by side on the Zoom. I see both of us at the same time. I don't know how to do that. But Queen, I want you to call out one more time.
Okay, go. Woo!
Okay. She's back. Okay, so tell us about I got pineapple, coconut, cashews, cacao so far.
Okay, you got the Love Jones going on.
Okay, rewind. We're gonna call this the Love Jones.
You got the Love Jones, right?
The pineapple for the libido.
Yes, it heightens the libido.
Heightens the libido. Stay there. I'm gonna feed it back to the Instagram family. Tell us about coconut.
The coconut is excellent for your bones.
Coconut is good for the bones.
Because if it's heightened libido, you gotta have the bones to go along with it.
Okay. Tell us about the cashews and the protein.
Now you need your protein. People always ask where you get your protein from.
Enough said. Okay. Yeah. And of course my cacao. I put some cacao in there.
You got the cacao. Now that increases like your blood level. It has all the B vitamins. And it boosts your energy. So you got to have the energy, the libido, the protein.
Cacao, energy, libido. And then I like to say
some people might not know libido. Some people might not know what libido. They're like, what's libido?
We're going to keep this rated G. Libido, Libido. Look it up.
Okay.
Don't know what it is, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. And then I think of Shaba, maca. But
well, actually, the maca increases fertility in men.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
Hold up. Maca increases fertility in men. You don't want any COVID babies, so just make sure you wrap it up, okay? Because this is not a time to go to the doctor. But maca is also good for energy. Maca is good for vitality.
Overall vitality. Yes.
Okay, wait, hold on. What else I got? Oh, I got some oat milk.
Oat milk is excellent with fiber. It has a lot of fiber in it.
Fiber, because you know
oat milk. You want your oat milk.
When you're bound up internally,
yes,
you can't function. Oh wait, Queen, you know what I forgot?
What?
Can I put an avocado in here and make it a little smoother?
Oh, you gotta get it smooth. It gotta be smooth. It gotta be smooth.
You know what? So hold on a second. I gotta get my avocado.
It gotta be smooth.
Okay, I just came from Whole Foods, y'all. So I gotta start this song again. I don't care what nobody say. This is my joint right here. Okay, so I got some avocado, and the avocado not only does it make it creamy, it's a good source of fat.
Fats. And lots of B vitamins. You got your B6, you got your B12. It heightens your energy. Believe it or not, it wouldn't seem so because you think of fat or whatever. You don't really think of your energy level, but the avocado is excellent for your energy level as well.
Good fats for the skin.
The healthy fat, yes.
For the sisters, you know, keeping your skin nice and plump.
Nice.
You don't have time to get your makeup on.
Yeah.
And the thing that I forgot to put in was my frozen banana because I freeze my bananas.
Potassium. Actually, the maca and so you got that drink right there is packed with a high level of calcium and potassium because you
And
have
potassium is also a brain food. So
yeah.
potassium, not only is it a brain food, but it also stimulates hormones in the brain that provide relaxation.
Yep.
This is anxiety and stress.
Yes.
And you know, we want to bring some sweetness back into our relationship.
What you got there?
I love vanilla.
Oh, you got the vanilla.
Organic vanilla extract.
Yes, vanilla.
Do that to taste. A little more. Okay.
Are we forgetting anything? You put your cashews, right?
I got my cashews. All right, so let's run it back. We calling this the Love Jones. We got pineapples. We've got mangoes. We've got banana. We've got aloe for the cream. I got aloe in my mind. We got avocado for the creaminess. We've got oat milk. We got cacao. And we got maca powder.
Yes.
Right.
The Love Jones.
Oh, I just like that. I like that. And so now we're going to mix it up and we're going to talk a little bit. But you know what? Maybe we won't. How about I put on a little big.
Brooklyn in the house. In your bushes. Whoops, did I say that wrong?
One more I wish the lyrics were cleaner. Shout out to the Notorious B.I.G. But this is that, good old Love Jones,
and come over, tell your friends, jump in the GF3. I got the chronic by the
throw your smoothie in the Rest in power to the Notorious.
Yes, definitely. R.I.P.
Oh, we got our Love Jones. Let's see. You know what? I got another glass today.
Ooh.
I got a little tropical fancy.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty.
I need to be in the tropics in my mind.
That's pretty.
I need to be feeling good when I drink this. And so remember when I told you you can speak the word over yourself? Turn Biggie down just a little bit, right? You can speak the word over yourself. Oh, look how creamy that is.
Let me see.
Watch this.
Wow. I got a Love Jones for your body and your skin tone. I know that's good. I know that's yummy.
Wait. I gotta get my Salt Bay, aka Raspberry Bay on. Berries, also good antioxidants, good for the blood.
Yes.
Oh.
And helps fight cancer. It's good for cancer.
And helps fight cancer.
Yeah,
definitely. We talked about getting in alignment. We talked about getting alkaline with the Love Jones. You know, and like, this is something you can make for your partner. Just be like, you know what, I'm tired of fighting. Have a little Love Jones with me. Turn on some music, because music makes the body alkaline.
Right.
Like, have a seat. Put your feet up by the window. You know, put your toes out. Put a sundress on. Put some shorts on. Ooh, and get your Love Jones on. Ready, Queen? Ready?
Yes. Toasty. Good. Makes you smile.
That makes me happy. You know why? I'm listening to Biggie. I'm thinking about being on the beach. I got my sandals on.
Okay.
I got a tropical glass, like just all of that is making me feel good.
And think about and your drink is power packed with
and
all good stuff.
And I'm chewing the raspberries, and in my mind, where's my favorite place? You know what? In my mind, I'm in Jamaica. Okay, I'm on a white sandy beach. I got these flowing. I'm looking at the water, and like just me saying that. Can you see that in your mind? You know, take yourself there. You know the thing I forgot to do. My mom was not pleased with me. I forgot to speak the word over my drink. Because you don't just say grace over your food. You know, food is medicine, food is vibrational. We just talked about all the healing properties of the food. And so we have to also speak the word over our food. And even if we just elevate the energy, you know, this is food from the sun. And, you know, charge ourselves and then take that charge and put it over our drink, you know, and then tribute to all the ancestors, to all the ancestors that represented sacred union, like Ozzie Davis and Ruby D. There's another one, Queen.
Even our contemporaries, Debbie Allen and
Ahmad Rashad.
No. That's the sister.
Wait.
Debbie Allen, one of my favorite couples, Debbie Allen and Norm Nixon.
Okay, Debbie Allen and Norm Nixon. And for the millennials, I would say Megan Good and her husband, forgive me, I forgot his name, but they're like such a dope couple.
Yes.
You know? Or even like Tammy and Waka, who got back together and like they have a show and they're doing their thing. But to all the couples who represent love, you know, Coretta and Malcolm, to all the couples who represent like staying in it when it's difficult. And when you see like my parents, 55 years married. Wow. I know that was not easy. I know it wasn't fun, but it took a lot of wisdom and maturity to be able to like overlook the small things, you know, and keep moving and keep your eye on the bigger prize. Yes, you have somebody that's like, you know, that's like worth going through it with. Like, do the work on yourself. You know, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to that person to do the work on yourself. Right? Nobody wants to be around somebody who's angry all the time. Even if you did something that was like ratchet, right? Remember we talked about the power of the breath and how the breath is something like we can't control when we take our last breath. So therefore, every time we get a new breath, that's a new chance at life. That's a fresh start. And if you really love someone and you're fighting, if tomorrow you knew that they were not going to be on this earth, would that little thing matter anymore?
Exactly.
I would say, who had that song, It Was All Good, just a week ago? Was that
got me on that one?
Forget it. My hip hop fans know. It was all good. So instead of it was all good just a week ago, it was all good just a breath ago. Like it was a breath ago. The thing that you did, you know, if I love you and I really want you here with me and I'm just stuck in my stuff, right? You're triggering me because you're in my space, you're in my life.
Right.
You're in my nucleus. And so you're just opening up stuff in me that I didn't realize was still there and unhealed.
Yes. And
you're reminding me that I've got some blockages within myself that I got to deal with. Right?
It's a recognizing to do. You better recognize.
Yes, and you got to be willing to recognize. It takes a lot of humility because it's very easy for me to blame you and say it's all you. But if you're that person, think about how many relationships you attracted, but you always kind of have the same issue. And it's always their fault. Like it says, I always attract cheaters, or I always attract crazy girls, or I always attract insecure people. Yeah. But you're the common denominator. So ask yourself, what is it they're reflecting in you, right? And it could be that you got to look at it and say, is there another place in my life where I'm not standing in courage? Is there another place in my life where I'm not being honest with myself? Is there another place in my life where I'm not mature, I'm not grounded, or I'm not showing up as my best self? Because that's really all it is. And the moment you get that right, you're no longer a victim in a relationship. Because you actually sound crazy when you mouth off against somebody that you're sleeping with. You look like the fool. You know what I mean?
Basically.
So here's to the alignment, to the
That was good.
Listen, if this drink makes me giggle like that, don't you want that for your girl? Don't you want that for your man? You know, not for him to giggle, but to be like, oh, okay.
Okay. Be like, is that what it is?
You know? And so, you know, shout out to LMA for Boot Up, because that's really what we want. You know, at the end of the day, we want to just be booed up with ourselves. You
Right.
know, just the two of
Self-love.
us.
Self-love is first.
Self-love. First, me, myself, and I.
Mhm.
And then I and I. That's really what it's supposed to be. Not me and you, but I.
I and I. I like that, Kheperah.
Right? Ooh, just the two of us, I and I. Because I and I could be I and I and I could be I and I. But at the end of the day, we see eye to eye, and we
That's
got
what's up.
I and I.
That's what's up.
So I want to share a good word. I want to give a shout out to an angel in my life. Her name is Tori Smith, and she's Jackson Lover 22, I think, on social media. She posted something today or the other day, and what it says is, true love does not ask you to change. It simply invites you into a safe space where you can stop being who you are not. Let me read that one more time. Did you get that, Queen?
I like that. Stop. You ain't got the front. You ain't got the front.
It says true love
Be yourself.
does not ask you to change. It simply invites you into a safe space where you can stop being who you're not.
That's what's
Shout out to Tori Smith for that. And that's by Mariam Hasna. She posted that quote, but I was grateful to her that she posted that, and I took a screenshot of it. I was inspired. When you meet somebody that allows you to just be yourself, you don't have to be who you're not all the time. Some days you want to be who you're not because you want to like play a little role play, and that's cute. Some days you want to be in your Brazilian wavy, down to the floor, right? But if that's not who you are all the time, you also want to be with somebody that allows you to be, who you are, where you can stop being who you're not. Because some of us get stuck in that, and then we're trapped in that false sense of
you become a slave.
You become a slave.
Become a slave.
Slave to the lace front. Yo, that's a good one. Slave to the lace front. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Slave to the leased car. Yeah. Relationships are just designed to show you who you are. And people show up based on the level that you are vibrating on. So when you get in alignment or you find that you're getting heated, it's because they are triggering you, but they're triggering what's inside of you. It's not that they're doing something to make you that way, right? Because what you speak don't make me sick. What they're doing is they're showing you that you've still got some healing to do. So that no matter how they show up, it won't disturb your peace, and you'll have the clarity to discern, is this person worth investing in? Is this person worth investing time, energy, and cultivation in? Maybe it's going to take too many years for this person to gain the level of consciousness that I need based on where I'm trying to go.
Right.
Either way, if I'm sheltered in place with them, the least I can do is I can do as much as possible to impart some wisdom and knowledge to help them grow, because they still were a reflection of me. So for them to leave and for me to badmouth them, it just shows that I didn't make a conscious choice, right?
Exactly.
Right? And so you want to
lower
be
vibration
together apart, if that is the case. And you may find when this is all over, you're the best of friends, or you rediscovered the relationship that brought you together in the first place.
Right.
And for those of you who are in it for the long haul, for the marathon, then I say, get your Love Jones on.
Or get your lessons on.
Get your lessons on. Get your Love Jones on. Him leaving the socks on the floor was a breath ago. Talk to him about it. If he doesn't want to change it, ask yourself, where's the lesson and opportunity in this for me? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it because a clean house is what makes me feel good. And if it really doesn't bother me and I don't want to deal with it, leave the damn socks there. Let them pile up until he gets tired of seeing his funky shit on the floor.
Okay.
First word. But here's to all the lovers out there. Most importantly, lovers of self.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
yourself. If anything, this is teaching us that life is too precious. Every breath is a fresh start.
Every breath you
Tap
take.
it out. Tap it out. Remember the 9 meridians, the karate chop, before the eyebrow, that bone, the bone right below the eyebrow, the bone right under the eye, the space below the nose and above the lip, the space below the lip and above the chin, the collarbone, under the arm, and the crown.
Yes.
Get your bliss on. Thank you, Queen, for coming back and joining the live. Thank you for not giving up on me. You know, everything is so in sync because even you coming back is indicative of relationship and how sometimes we can have challenges, but if there's real love, we come back to it and we work with it. And that's what you did. I love you for that. And so whether you did that on purpose or not to like make this whole thing make sense, right? I appreciate you. Yeah, it was all part of the show, right? So happy Wellness Wednesday to everyone.
Yes, happy Wellness Wednesday.
Yes. And please remember, align, alkaline, remind.
Align, alkaline, remind.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday.
Happy Wellness Wednesday. Peace.